What happens when the fairy tale on your favorite reality show goes horribly wrong, so wrong that it ends in bloodshed? This is Crazy Evidence, and today I'm exposing the unbelievable truth behind Wang Jia's murder. She was once the darling of China's most watched dating show. Millions adore her, social media crowned her a superstar, and she seemed destined for a perfect life. Then in a chilling twist, everything spiraled into a brutal murder that left an entire nation stunned. Stick around because we are going to break down every clue, every twist, every shocking revelation so you can decide for yourself if this was fate or something far darker lurking beneath the surface. Before that fateful night in 2012, Wang Jia had a life that many envied. She was born and raised in Xi'an, a place she fondly described as historic yet ever-changing. Her father had passed away when she was young. Her mother, a retired school teacher, instilled her the value of resilience and curiosity. By the time she reached her late 20s, Wang Jia was a respected editor of a well-known publishing house. Friends praised her dedication, colleagues lauded her attention to detail, and she, like many modern women, juggled ambition with a longing for genuine companionship. If You're the One was her trajectory toward love, surrounded by blazing lights and watched by millions of audiences. She introduced herself not just as an editor, but as a dreamer, someone who believed that no matter how busy life got, there was a place for any authentic connection. She wanted partnership, she said, built on shared dreams, mutual respect, and courage to face challenges together. The audience was instantly hooked. Messages laid up in real time on social media. She's classy, my favorite contestant so far. Beauty and brains, rooting for her. The host, known for his quick humor, teased her about her job. Would her add any background make her too critical of a potential partner? She laughed, brushing off the question with a gentle quip. Only if they cannot handle a few suggested revisions. In that moment, the viewers saw her as equal parts witty and earnest. Backstage, Wang Jia's heart pounded. She was anxious but also strangely exhilarated. She remembered her mother's words before she flew to the filming. Stay true to yourself, no matter how bright the lights are out there. In that moment, she felt unstoppable, as if all her years of hard work and solitary nights were finally going to pay off. In 2010, Wang Jia and Zhang Tianyi captured the hearts of millions of audiences. Their on-screen chemistry led to a real-life romance that seemed like a fairy tale goes into reality. After the cameras shut off and the stage lights dimmed, Wang Jia stepped back into real life. But it didn't quite feel real anymore. At first, she and Zhang Tianyi exchanged polite text, fleeting calls. He was charming, ambitious, and claimed to be rebuilding a startup company from scratch. She believed him. Why wouldn't she? But soon, Zhang Tianyi's tone shifted. Then come the avalanche of excuses. Caught in an investor meeting, can't talk right now. Traveling for work, we'll text you later. Days of silence, weeks with no reply. Social media, once brimming with a pulse and curiosity, mutated into a source of pressure. Headlines and online speculation ran wild. The perfect pair already doomed? Was their connection or just for a show? Wang Jia, who had been so open about her love story, found her heartbreak publicly dissected. Strangers felt entitled to pick apart her every expression on the show, her every word in interviews, accusing her of naivety or desperation. In the midst of everything, she waited for that call, that text, that indication from Zhang Tianyi that she was more than just a digital dating graduate. And as each hour passed without a response, hope mingled with a slowly drowning despair. She replayed their onstage exchange in her mind over and over, like a struck record. Their laughter, the mutual gazes, it felt so genuine. How could it disappear so easily? Late at night, she scrolled through the show's recordings and read fan comments, seeking reinsurance but found little. Where she had once been the star attraction, she now felt painfully exposed, every insecurity magnified. Part 3. A New Love, A New Beginning. Wang Jia's small living room, dimly lit by a floor lamp. The curtains are drawn. She slouched on her couch, phone in hand, a message notification pings. The name on the screen reads He Jiawen. She opened it cautiously, her tired eyes scanning the words. He Jiawen, a modest but warm-hearted IT consultant from Shenzhen, reached out through social media. He watched her journey on If You're the One and felt compelled to offer words of comfort. At first, Wang Jia was guarded. She had been burned by public attention and hollow promises, yet He Jiawen's message was different, slow, thoughtful, never demanding. He shared small anecdotes from his daily life, fixing computers, visiting his aging parents, cooking simple meals. Nothing flashy or performative, just sincere empathy. Over time, their exchanges evolved into late-night calls, hours of gentle laughter, and confessions of fears and hopes. Gradually, hope began to rekindle in Wang Jia's heart. She felt safer, less judged. He Jiawen wasn't promising the world, only that he would be there to listen, day after day. He Jiawen wasn't a type of person to chase fame or fortune. He had watched Wang Jia's meltdown in the media with genuine concern. How could the world be so cruel to someone who just wants love? Each time she opened up to him, venting about life, her career frustration, or her lingering wounds from Zhang Tianyi's disappearance, He Jiawen offered earnest support. Part 4. The breaking point. Shortly after, wedding took place between Wang Jia and He Jiawen, and soon, Wang Jia became pregnant. Their marriage brought a momentary calm. Here was a man who offered emotional sanctuary. No cameras, no sensational headlines, just quiet devotion. But as her pregnancy progressed, new anxieties emerged, her body changed, her hormones surged. The memories of her public heartbreak still haunting, fusing with comparisons to her once co-stars who now have a successful and pompous life. Little by little, the stress seeped into their daily routines. She complains over finances, worry about her career trajectory, old fears blend into new arguments. A dinner conversation about future plans transform into an accusation. Why can't our lives be as successful as theirs? He Jiawen tried his best, cooking her favorite foods, taking on actual work, but she remained distant, tangled in her own unmet expectations. Wang Jia's emotional turbulence wasn't just emotional anxiety, it morphed into something darker, heavier, classic perinatal depression. Symptoms hid in plain sight: insomnia, a broad mood swing, a pervasive sense of hopelessness. Unaware of what she was experiencing, Wang Jia felt guilty for not being able to control her spiraling thoughts. Wang Jia once again spent late nights on her phone, scrolling social media feeds, showcasing the sparkling lives of others. If You're the One alumni, pricey vacations, designer nurseries, seemingly perfect marriages. She wondered why those once sharing the same stage found bliss, while her own life felt like a slow-motion collapse. In the echo chamber of her mind, one question boomed: why not me? A transition to August 2nd, 2012, the clock reached 2:14 a.m. in a dimly lit kitchen. Only a small lamp over the sink is on, casting long shadows. The sound of a dripping faucet amplifies the tense silence. Wang Jia stands at the counter, her pregnant belly is beneath a loosened shirt, her hand trembling around a kitchen knife. In the hush of early morning, when thoughts are often at their darkest, Wang Jia stood on the brink, unresolved anger, unrelenting comparisons, and the weight of her depression transformed into a verbal storm. She felt cornered by a life that hadn't turned out as planned. A once promising future now seemed impossibly far away. Hearing movement, He Jiawen emerged from the bedroom. Concern echoed into his tired eyes. He approached her cautiously, arms partially raised, unsure if he should comfort her or create distance. She turned to him, anguish twisting her features. Words flew, laced with bitterness. You don't understand. I gave up everything and still am drowning. He tried to calm her, to take her hand and lead her away from the edge of her anguish. But the dam of her frustration broke. With each second, the weight of her suffering bore down, like a drumbeat accelerating in her mind. In the next moment, Wang Jia started to strike He Jiawen with a kitchen knife. Next door, the muffled sounds of yelling and crying woke a middle-aged couple. They pressed their ears to the wall, catching glimpses of anger and pleas. Fear paralyzed them. They hoped it would resolve on its own. Then came a frantic footstep in the hallway. He Jiawen, wounded, staggers into the hallway, smears of blood trail behind him. Neighbors crack open their doors, eyes wide open with fear. Wang Jia follows slowly. The kitchen knife gripped tight, her face is distant, devoid of its usual warmth. He Jiawen's voice grew faint, his pleas for help echoing down the corridor. But Wang Jia, tears streaming, advanced with chilling resolve. She whispered accusations of a life ruined, love betrayed, and then, in one final, irreversible moment, Wang Jia collapsed. By the time the police arrived, the hallway reverberated with shock. He Jiawen, already dead on the floor, and Wang Jia, her clothing stained red, sank to the floor in that instant. The bright, ambitious editor from Xi'an was gone, consumed by a tragedy of her own making. Part 6. Case Analysis. In a culture that often romanticized rapid success and consolidate television exposure with genuine intimacy, Wang Jia's life reveals the hidden cost. Her tragedy underlines the urgent need for mental health awareness, especially for pregnant women and new mother battling depression and anxiety. Public figures can face unimaginable stress, especially when their private vulnerabilities are dismissed or ridiculed by the social media. As you reflect on Wang Jia's story, remember that each sensational headline and social media post can mask a deeply human struggle. What begins as a quest for love on social media can lead up to a heartbreak murder case. This is Crazy Evidence. I'm Mandy, and I will see you in the next exhilarating case. Bye for now.